Tease Bubday again, a time when we examine all of the trash Thomas has claimed in the THI show. Thomas Williams couldn't help himself yet again and gave Team Bubba a big plug. He has announced anyone who is linked to Team Bubba will be removed from all THI groups. He also announced that THI Italy, which is run by Marilyn, has been removed from his list of THI country groups, and THI members are to avoid her group simply because she chooses to be a member of Team Bubba, no other reason than that. Question to him and his followers: how do you expect to change the world if you are going to avoid and block people who disagree with you? Considering 99.9% of the people on this planet already know Techo is a con artist or will know he is and disagree with you, could you please explain how you are going to change the way these people live their lives when you are blocking and preventing these same people from having any say in their, humanities, own destiny? Or maybe this is just a scam, and as we've predicted for a long time now, you are going to use your people's club to scam money out of the tiny few who you have successfully brainwashed. Let's also look at the apology he made. Thomas was extremely uncomfortable making that pathetic accuse of an apology. He started it with a good clear of the throat, which when he does it in other shows is not as strenuous. Throat clearing accompanied by an Adam's apple jump tends to signal deception. Throat clearing along with an Adam's apple jump indicates stress and anxiety. Liars experience cognitive overload and the fight or flight response. In order to accurately determine whether throat clearing or an Adam's apple jump is a sign of deception, a baseline must be established during times when the person being interviewed has no reason to lie. Any deviations from the baseline may indicate deception. Thomas said it was a statement he made back in September 2017 that turned out not to be correct. Either the background of it or the gist of it, the where or why is no relevance or mitigation in the now, but I made a statement that was proven to be wrong and I will apologize to Donnie McKenna and her friends or followers. Why call her Donnie now when you have always called her Donnie Fing McKenna? No, Thomas, your attacks were from multiple shows and in THI chat. So it's not like you got it wrong once. We do have evidence which you kindly provided via your transcripts, thanks, so in a way you do provide evidence to the cult. But only evidence proving your own guilt. Oops. Then right after the Donnie apology he tells members not to post transcripts from the shows without prior authorization. Said a couple of members posted transcripts, no criticism of them, why say it then, but that basically shafted him. I don't think they are members anymore. Then he blames another member for his mistake last year when he said Kim to oust the government, that was his fallout with Kim. Which no one knows why he was back in the circle of trust, circle of BS more like. Throughout the show TW has claimed all the problems in THI are caused by clowns, agents and Team Bubba. Apart from himself handing out the blame cards to all of those, he's kind of admitting that Team Bubba are THI members and not Langley like he keeps stating. An example. In the show he said the THI Italy group was disbanded because that group leader was a Team Bubba member. He knows very well there is no agency or cabal clown infiltrating THI. It's his own members, and all they are doing wrong in his eyes are asking questions he doesn't want to answer. Thomas, you have been to Bubba page every day, and know well we are not agents or cabal paid assets. Many THI members know this and see right through your BS. As for the THI groups, it's not going too well, is it, Thomas? All of the fallouts are real people, members not agents, and Bubba. Your THI bullies are obviously carrying out your instructions to find those with the right skills and kick out the others. You can't even give a little time for the new members that are asking for help. You see yourself too high to manage those newbies. The group setup and plans are all talk and no action. Setting up a structure that isolates members is no different from us being trapped in a country with BS migration rules. So how can that be any different from what we have? Members are ready to start making changes to the world, but you keep stalling them. Like you keep telling members that are male or female, time to put on your big boy pants, grow a pair and tell us the truth. You was sold a lie by Kim, you are in too deep and will be exposed as a fraud. THI Village. Is this another idea of your Thomas? Who's paying for any of this? No funding from MWHT, so it will be THI members via TPC scam. Let's project what THI Village will look like. A 50-ft wall around its perimeter, similar to the one Trump is selling us. Probably why you and Kim are telling members it's okay for that wall to be built but not the Berlin Wall, Great Wall of China or the Vatican Wall. Next it will have armed guards in army-style uniforms. To prevent agency spies, all will be microchipped. You will have Kim make the villages sovereign, and you will have your cult minions, group leaders, be crowned as kings. A carbon copy of Jesper of Kim BS. Do I have to go on? You get the picture. It's basically a compound to keep members in because that is what walls for. So stop making the groups more complicated because we all know it is a distraction, so you can work on the real plan in the background. Then it was the intel. Complete BS, all about fraudster faction fighting. Don't pull us into you crime fights. We want nothing to do with it. There are more important subjects to cover in the show. That's scrap. No one in THI cares or needs to know about your partner in crime Jesper, but if does show Kim is not very good at checking people out. She appointed Jesper as king, also those translators for the Apu show that you, Thomas, want to distance yourself from. All of these characters you speak of, green, red, black dragon families is like a game of Dungeon and Dragons. Is it relevant to us THI members? I thought we should be focusing on saving the whole of humanity. It's not going to happen if you keep feeding us fear porn and BS. Then it was the op-ed pieces. We in THI have been posting info about the Epstein killing, and prior to it. Only to be bullied by your cult minions to stop posting MSM news and fear porn. Why is it you have more rights in our group than anyone else? You dictate how everything is run, how the groups need to be set up. We can't talk about personal issues in chat because we are told it's about the I and not us. But you do a whole show with Alan about yourself. Which we know it was to get the members to feel sorry for you and to believe you are like us and have suffered like we have. It's like you think we need to stop crying about our issues and family members not talking to us anymore because you got through it. But not all of us want to abandon our loved ones like you chose to do. THI is not our real family. It is lovely to be in the group most of the time, but it isn't a substitute for them. So stop your expectations of us following you on that. Because it will never happen. The show will always be about Thomas Williams. If you don't agree, then ask us what we want covered, have an open phone in and allow us to ask you live questions. That will never happen. Now last but not the least. Thomas claims his slandering of Donnie McKenna was because he heard it from a rumor. So does that not make you accountable for spreading the rumor to 250,000 listeners which you claim to have? Once again, your last piece was about passing the blame and not taking responsibility for that. You think it was just a rumor. How about all of the other comments you have made about Donnie, Heather and the rest of her friend? You have made comments about them for the past 5 years, so don't pretend it was a one-off. You say, we all need to apologize. So where are the apologies for the other alt media people and THI members you have wrongly accused of being agents and shills? We look forward to those apologies in next week's show. So we are all to blame for all the troubles of the world today. But you seem to be in the exception list along with Randy, Alan, and Kim. So who is using who as a battering ram? So tell us, Thomas, again why it is the people's fault? Because we are all programmed, poisoned, attacked with 4G and soon to be 5G, our slaves, and all of those was set up thousands of years before we were born. Is it because we buy gadgets, use cars and planes, phones and must eat, drink and breath? All of which was planted into our minds to go with it all. We have no alternatives. But you claim the trust holds tech to help humanity. Where is it then? Why hold on to it and watch millions die every week? Some of those could have been prevented. So don't shout out on your show and make us all feel guilt, shame and worthless. Because Allah did. Practice what you preach, and grow a pair or man up.